Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. Content is intended to provide accurate information, however, is not intended as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult a financial, legal, or tax professional for specific information regarding your individual situation. Opinions expressed and provided are for general informational purposes only and should not be considered a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security.
Welcome to Protect and Grow with Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns of TJ Stearns Incorporated. Trust, respect, and results. TJ Stearns Incorporated focuses on comprehensive financial planning and benefits.
And welcome into the program. This is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland's certified financial planner, your resource, ladies and gentlemen, for that common sense approach to planning for your financial investment and retirement futures. He is CFP Tim Stearns. Tim, welcome back in.
Peter, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, Tim. We appreciate the time, the guidance, the perspective that you provide to Chicagoland area savers and investors. And obviously, Tim, with the year that we've been through, a lot on our mind. Yeah. Take a breath. It's the holidays, but goodness knows we've been through a lot this year.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of people. One of my siblings, lost his job, he was good with retiring anyways, but he kind of wanted to go out on his own terms, but that neither here nor there. One of the things that we've been talking a lot to people about is, why and when to work with a professional. And, I have a list, and one of the biggest things is big events. A big event would be losing your job or you're retiring.
Sure. Absolutely.
Those are the times that you want to be proactive and not reactive to it.
Yep. Now, Tim, that being said, if we wait for that big event to happen before we start planning, then we kind of are labeled procrastinators, right? We're being reactive when the whole thought process is being proactive. That's planning. That's your profession.
Right. And that's, you need to get ahead of it. I have 3 sons and they hate that I am always planning ahead, but they're starting to catch on that maybe there's a rhyme and a reason to what I'm doing. And that
old dad made some sense after all, huh?
So what is it? The broken clock is right twice a day. That's me. So, yeah. Around my house. So, and not only that, but I see a lot of people. I have a gentleman we had in the office just the other day who he retired from one profession and was working another place, and he's just done. He doesn't want to work, put himself at risk, put his wife at risk. He's not in the best of health, and he's young and he wants to have fun, and retire. So we helped him, we helped him, to know that he can retire. And how do we do that? It's really simple, an income allocation plan.
And that income allocation, Tim, that's a big part in being proactive. It's about where you are today, but it's about looking forward from that point to make sure that you can sustain some level of solvency, of confidence in the foundation for your financial plan. Right.
And the other thing we're seeing a lot of is, people who they want to have someone else do the worrying for you. We're seeing what we're calling the sandwich generation, or the tweeners, where they have a mom or dad still alive, but they're a baby boomer and they might be retired, and they're helping out with their parents, taking them to doctor's appointments and whatnot. And then they're also helping with their grandkids, taking them to soccer practice, baseball, that type of thing. So there's a lot of people who said, I don't want to worry about it anymore. You do it.
Yeah.
And that's something else we can do.
Got enough on my plate, or I want to be proactive, or I want to be prepared for that big event, or maybe that big event happened unexpectedly. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all reasons to speak with a financial professional. Times in our life where it is probably recommended and advisable to have those conversations. Pick up the phone, give a call. Tim Stearns here is a certified financial planner, a CFP. He is the resource for Chicagoland area savers and investors. He makes his time available, whether it's just a couple quick specific questions, or if you'd like to go in detail into your situation, have that plan put together or spot checked and double checked for you. 800-640-2256, the number to call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, what if we want to be proactive? We don't want to wait for that big event, but we might not know where to start. That's probably another reason to seek financial professionals' help.
I would agree. I mean, a lot of people want to identify what are potential obstacles in their financial progress. And two of the things that they come in and talk about all the time is health insurance and having enough money, and can they afford it? If I get let go at the age of 62, can I bridge myself to Medicare, which we're certified to do, Medicare and Social Security as well.
That's a big one, Tim. I think just kind of in our natural life cycle, somewhere in kind of the 60s, mid 60s range, you're going to have to speak with some competent, qualified, experienced professional on when and how to claim and collect Social Security and what the decisions are surrounding our healthcare and Medicare.
Well, to your point, one of the neat things that we have is we can run reports for people to look at, do I turn on my income now? Do I wait? From Social Security, should my wife wait? Should we wait? Or should we do it now? And what's the crossover? And a lot of people don't know what that is. So we make sure that we we run these reports that are spot on. They're really good. I mean, they're down to the pennies to let people know that.
Well, if you'd like to see those, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns a call. I'm certain that's a large area where not enough time and attention have been paid, and a lot of people probably have not seen those kind of reports and analysis done for their Social Security and maximizing that important, valuable source of income. Tim Stearns can run those reports for you, show you down to the penny what those benefits look like. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, if we've already done some planning, but maybe we're uncomfortable with the results, or we're looking for a new relationship, maybe the former relationship didn't provide exactly what we felt was the best fit for us or the best results. Those are reasons why people seek out the help of a qualified financial professional.
Right. We have been seeing a lot of people who come in here and go, I don't want what happened in late February and March to happen again. The market came back, but if that happens again, I could be in a lot of trouble if the market doesn't rally back, especially if you're in that, what we call the red zone, which is, the 5 years previous to you retiring and the 5 years after. That sets up, the whole retirement, and so I ask people, how'd you feel then? Oh, I felt destroyed. I couldn't believe it. By the minute I was losing thousands. So, that in 2008, those are good eye openers for people to realize that they're taking a lot of undue risk and they don't really know what's in their portfolios. The other thing we see a lot of is people are in these mutual funds and their target dates or what have you, and they think they're a catch-all that, well, I'm in the 2020 fund, so it's not going to lose as much. The Vanguard 2010 fund back in 2008 lost 36% in 1 year. If you're about to retire, that is devastating.
Yeah, and those funds shouldn't, within 2 years, you said the 2010 fund, and
yes, sir,
in 2008 lost more than a third of its value.
Yep. And then we show people, that's asset allocation. We don't do that. We do income allocation. So we show people that in our retirement classes, which again, we're offering on Zooms. I've been doing it for some different organizations in the Chicagoland area. And they, a lot of people really enjoy it, and they've learned, they learn plenty, that they know that they can, lean on us. We have a CFP, myself, we have a certified Medicare specialist, we have a CPA, and then of course we have a estate attorney. So if people need something, we see the full picture versus I think some places that people have been before, everything's compartmentalized, I do all my mutual funds through him or her. My insurance is held here. Well, we do all that. And if they check out our website, tjstearns.com, there's all kinds of information on there of the services we can offer.
Excellent resource available online. Who's not online these days? Go to tjstearns.com. Resources, tools, calculators, previous editions of the podcast, audio and video, as well as some short videos that you can watch on specific topics, such as income allocation, and your opportunity to claim your free copy of the book, Income Allocation, the Essential Retirement Planning Strategy Guidebook. Again, get in touch with Tim Stearns. You can do it online, tjstearns.com, or you can give a call, request that complimentary review and evaluation, 800-640-2256. And for the first 10 callers to the program with over 500,000 of investable assets earmarked for retirement, Tim also offers you the opportunity for a complimentary copy of that book, Income Allocation. So again, first 10 callers, that's the incentive to pick up the phone right now. But anybody looking for help and direction, Tim Stearns offers to provide that for you, to you, free of charge, with a certified financial planner's perspective. CFP Tim Stearns here offering those, making that available to you. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256.
Peter, that book that you speak of, people really enjoy it. I know that it puts a lot of minds at ease. A lot of people hope they're going to be okay in retirement, but that book takes the guessing out of it. With income allocation, we do a plan that tells you, can you last 30 plus years in retirement? That's a real thing. They say males that live to be like 60 are going to live to be about 85. That's 25 years in retirement. And the females, 88. So that's 28 years in retirement. That's a long time. And a lot of people don't have that magic thing called a pension anymore. And with Social Security not given much of a pay raise usually, how are you going to stay up with inflation?
Well, again, if you would like your copy of that book, Income Allocation, if you'd like to see how an income allocation strategy would work for your planning to give you confidence in your foundation and your financial future, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns a call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, you mentioned risk as being one potential reason why people would seek the help, the consultation of a qualified professional. If we look back to March of this year, or even further back to 2008, if our portfolio took a big dip, the market was down 30% in March of 2020. If our portfolio was down 20 to 30%, is that a pretty strong indication that we are taking a large amount of risk?
Absolutely. What do you have as your fixed income bucket? Do you have bonds that are going to lose value too, like they did in 2008, like they did in March of 2020, and then they're not earning worth a darn, right? And then you have equities that are down 30%. That's something really you need to keep an eye on, and especially if you're getting ready to retire or you're in those first years of retirement, you need to analyze your risk. And if you haven't done that, there's sometimes that there are people out there that are working with people's money that really aren't watching the store. Or if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you might not realize what you could be harming yourself with.
Not being educated on our options, so to speak.
Exactly. Right. And that's why I like that we're cross-trained. We do a bunch of different things here for people. But the big thing is being a certified financial planner. We're trying to get them through a successful retirement.
Well, again, if you'd like that help, that assistance, that perspective, that guidance, if you would like to understand what it takes in order to structure that ideal retirement that you've envisioned, you only get one chance, one shot at that ideal retirement. Let's make sure that we make those important retirement decisions based on facts and information that can lead to us achieving our goals. Tim Stearns can help you do that. Pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, what about where that conversation should start? I think a lot of people have encountered a conversation where, hey, I've got $10,000. Hey, I've got $100,000. I've got $500,000. Tell me what to do. Oh, great. We've got this portfolio over here that's exactly designed for you. Let's move your money over. And basically that's the end of the conversation. Is that the right place, or should we be looking for a different approach in the beginnings of our conversation with our planner?
Well, I mean, the big thing that we try to do is educate our clients as to why we're doing what the strategy is and why we're doing it. We also review with them. We make sure that we meet with them. Nowadays, a lot of times it's via Zoom or a phone call, but, we're keeping them in the loop. We have newsletters that go out all the time that are making sure that they know about different things that have happened. What's amazing to me is that the Secure Act came into legalization coming up on a year.
January 1st, right? 2020.
Yeah.
It was one of the first gifts 2020 gave us.
Right. Yes. Right. Yeah. We should have known something was going on right then. And a lot of people that I think are knowledgeable and educated, they have no idea what it is. Or I heard about it, but what does it mean to me? Well, it means your stretch IRA idea, that's gone. Other things that they did.
Well, it's sort of a give and take, right? Where the government gives you one thing, they usually take away with the other hand. They gave us an extra year and a half of available tax deferral time, knowing that not many people were actually utilizing that year and a half and defaulting to the required distributions. Now, some of us are, and they gave us a year and a half reprieve. They moved that time where they require you to liquidate your IRA from 70 and a half back to 72. But Tim, in trade for that extra year and a half, they basically eliminated generations of available tax deferral. And they did so knowing that they're going to collect more tax revenue as a result.
Right. And, they've also bantered about with, in 2026, the estate tax is going to reset from about 11 million today down to 5 million. And they're talking about maybe dropping that even more so they can get some of the middle class. The Secure Act is just like that, and it's interesting if anyone looks it up. I mean, they passed that on like December 30th and that went into, legal
under
law.
The dark of night, so to speak.
Exactly. And where are you at that point? You're, with your family for the holidays and that type of thing. You're not watching CNN to see what's going on in the markets, and it's sneaky. And to your point, when I got my master's in financial planning, one of the things that this guy said, our professor, that I thought was interesting is we were all talking about how President Bush had sent out money to everybody, like $500 or something. And he said, trust me, if they gave it to you in your left pocket, they just took it out of your right pocket. Mm-hmm. So, and I, unfortunately, I agree with that because, they're not doing us any favors. They know exactly what they're doing and they want to tax. And with all the money they pumped in to these different businesses and that type of thing during the pandemic, someone's going to need to pay that bill.
Well, Tim, on a larger scale, what are your fears that during the last 30 years, they've given us something on one hand, allowing us to defer and delay paying taxes on our retirement nest egg, and the real possibility that over the next 30 years, they could be taking away more than they gave. I mean, Uncle Sam's not stupid here. He understood the value of compounding interest and the fact that as money grows, so does the tax bill, even if tax rates stay the same. But by deferring that tax, those dollars are subject to future tax law changes.
Right. And I explained to, different people in our classes, that, only in America can you put, let's say, $19,500 into an account every year. And then down the road, when it's worth about $1 million, that's when they're going to give you the tax bill, So we talk a lot about, 401k Roths in our office. Great option for some people. I know you don't get the tax deduction today, but you can at least stave off taxes down the road. And think about, 25, 30 years of the power of compounding, to your point.
Well, the advantage there of comprehensive planning, having that CPA and the CFP and the estate planning attorney all under one roof there at TJ Stearns, ladies and gentlemen, is that you get the perspective from all angles to bring that plan together. And that can be invaluable. The value of that really cannot be stated or understood unless you put it in action for yourself. And if your professionals are not communicating, I promise you're not getting the most out of even the best professional team. Pick up the phone and give a call to Tim Stearns, CFP, Chicagoland's planner resource for that common sense approach to planning and for access to the rest of his team of professionals, that comprehensive planning approach. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. 800-640-2256. Tim, before the program, we were talking a little bit, and I want to bring this up because we were discussing income allocation, and you talked about how valuable that is for anybody anybody who is needing to produce that income for retirement, that is worried about, do I have enough? How much is enough? How much can I produce? And I ask you about the saver, the investor who has been highly successful, maybe the business owner who's got a 10 or $15 million net worth. They might not ever worry about, do I have enough? But income allocation, even for that individual, is going to make their money and their dollars that much more efficient and effective. It's about leverage as well as it is security, isn't it?
I agree. And that's the way to go about it is you use that other money to grow and use some of the money as income. I mean, it's that simple. But, people don't really make it that way, and they don't know what their budget is. They think they have an idea, and then they'll say, well, you know what, I'm not going to have to drive to work anymore, or we might get rid of the second car, et cetera. But then you go, well, aren't you guys going on that trip, or you're going to have to pay for that wedding down the road, et cetera. It's a give and take. It seems like a lot of people are not knowing their numbers. They have an idea, but they don't know them. When we put them down on paper, they definitely know them. And then I've bragged about this 1,000 times, but all of our plans are dynamic. So when something changes, someone loses their job, someone passes away, we can get on that and make sure that it's going to work.
Well, again, if you'd like some help, some assistance, if you would like the coordinated effort of a team of professionals looking after your best interest and your well-being financially, pick up the phone, give certified financial planner Tim Stearns a call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Even if you'd like to start with the book that explains many of retirement's greatest risks and how to specifically address them, and then you can go from there after reading and after being more educated on the strategies available to address those risks. Call now and request your copy of the book, Income Allocation. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. You can also go online, tjstearns.com. You can begin your journey there. tjstearns.com or 800-640-2256. Tim, we talked a little bit about the signs of a solid financial plan, and you really emphasized that kind of beginning and ending, that the conversation needs to center around income, the reliability, the sustainability, the durability of a paycheck to support all the rest of the financial goals and aspirations that we have.
Well, I mean, and I ask people, do you know your portfolio? Yeah, I got some stocks and some bonds and some mutual funds, and they're not really sure on everything. So, we make sure that when we do our income allocation plan, we actually analyze their portfolio as well to see what kind of risk they have. See what kind of funds they have. Are they great performers? Are they dogs? And we make sure that they get a clue as to what they're owning. A lot of people are good at a profession, but on their own financial planning stuff, they're not very good. And, if you're at a 401k at a company, no one's going to help you. The HR person doesn't want the fiduciary responsibility. We are fiduciaries. We'll take a look at what they have and pick some good funds.
And that can mean a big difference. That fiduciary, that's looking out for your best interest. That's an ongoing responsibility, Tim. Another sign of a solid plan is that you've got a fiduciary planner who's been working with you.
Right. Well, exactly. And being a certified financial planner, obviously we are. I've been one since 1994 when I graduated. So, we're very cognizant of that. We need to help people. And I think the best thing we try to do is educate people. They come in maybe not knowing enough, or they feel very ignorant to what's going on, and they feel, like that they should know better. Well, the book, first of all, helps. Secondly, working with a professional team that's going to explain it to you and take as long as it takes to get the point across so that you're understanding things.
And another thing we need to understand in order to have that solid plan, Tim, we touched on it a little bit here, but taxes. How much do we have versus how much do we get to keep? A lot of people don't really have a great understanding of that.
No, most people are, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket. And when we do their budget, they realize real quick they're about where they were. Unless they're downsizing. But then if they're downsizing, a lot of times what we're seeing in Illinois are people moving out of, Illinois. So they're downsizing, but then moving maybe to Florida or a warmer climate, but they want to keep something here too. so they could stay near the grandkids and the kids and that type of thing.
Yeah,
Well,
two households is twice as expensive.
Yep. And then we see that a lot. But I mean, one big thing is we try to make sure people understand, taxes, the IRS has a plan for every dollar you've ever made.
Usually not in our best interest
No.
or in our favor. And downsizing doesn't always mean downgrading either, Tim. I know my mom downsized her home, but she ended up getting into a smaller, more expensive home.
Right. Oh yeah. Especially, there's so many hot areas, real estate wise right now that I mean, it's unbelievable. Illinois hasn't had the comeback that some of these states like Florida and Arizona have had.
Well, again, if you need help, if you need assistance, you need an experienced, qualified, professional, certified financial planner. CFP Tim Stearns here as your resource, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up the phone, give him a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, only a minute or two left, but any other big signs or indications that you look for that tells you, yes, this person's got a pretty solid plan. They've probably done pretty well for themselves and don't need many further tweaks or much assistance?
One of the things that I always ask is, if something happened to you, would your spouse know what the plan is? We try to do planning with couples, so that they both are on the same page. Because the last thing I want is a widow or a widower coming in here going, what the heck happened? I didn't know John Smith was doing this with my money.
Yep.
That's really important. I know in my house, my mom did most of the finances, and my dad passed away 7 years ago. But if roles had been reversed, my dad would have been pretty lost. Luckily though, my mom had a very good financial planner. So
I had a friend whose father passed away over the Thanksgiving holiday week, and we were talking, and he said, Mom has absolutely no idea. Dad handled everything, still paid all the bills by check every month. And she doesn't even know where the checkbook or bank accounts are. And so
that's tough.
Yeah, both people need to be on the same page there. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're
Absolutely
not, it's another reason why you need to work with and have the help and the assistance of a dependable, qualified, fiduciary, experienced planner. Tim Stearns here is that resource. Pick up the phone now, give a call. There's no benefit to procrastinating. Let's be proactive. Procrastination is not planning or preparation.
Right.
Tim Stearns is here now, today, and will be for the foreseeable future to help and assist in savers and investors achieving their goals. Looking forward to helping you and assisting in any way you can. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. 800-640-2256. Chicagoland's CFP, Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns, here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement. We appreciate it each and every week, Tim. Thank you for being here.
Take care, Peter.
Tune into Chicagoland Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns' full radio program on 890 WLS every Sunday at 11 a.m. and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.